seek heroin-funded activism. Does anybody have any? Because I don't. Tinubu said he ran away from Nigeria because Abacha wanted to kill him. But what he didn't tell you was that he was one of the Abacha's henchmen. While he was with Abiola, he was also working for the same Abacha. There is a record of that. And when he moved to London, claiming that it was Abacha wanted to kill him for betraying Abacha or Abiola, he lived in London. It was Dele Momodu that housed him in London. And Dele knows him very well. There was never a time that any regime, Tinubu ran away. He claimed that Abacha wanted to kill him. There are many like that who claim same. Abi, is my history, memory of history rusty? No, it's not. So he says he carries the torch of democracy. And that is a tyrant, a dictator, right? From a lawless contraption. Anyway, that is from South Africa. So let's leave South Africa and go back to the contraption. Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember that $2.2 billion loan that the National Assembly approved for Tinubu? Meanwhile, here is Tinubu's 15-year-old new aircraft that he has been flying in to go and beg for money from all over the world. This is the brand new one. This one, you know that their media said that Tinubu's minimum wage was going to be paid in May or from May 2024. The Ronu coups, the Ronu bad stars, the Ronu Nazis, the Ponus, the Yoruba Ponus, following Tinubu, they are now saying the minimum wage is not in the 2024 budget, even though Tinubu told them that he was going to start paying them from May. This was not also in the budget, but he eventually spent 150 to 160 billion naira to get it. And this is what Tinubu has been flying in to go and beg for money all over the world. The same Tinubu was pushing for $2.2 billion loan. Now, the World Bank is not giving them the loan. You know what they have done? They went straight to go and raise the easy money bond, Eurobond, with the interest of between 9 and 10% interest every year. And they won't need to pay it back until 2031 and 2034. 10 years. 6.5 years and then 10 years. So they took $750 million with the moratorium of 6.5 years at 9.5%. Then they took another one, 1.2 billion, or 1.250 billion, which is a $1.250 billion, with a moratorium of paying back for 10 years, 2034, for 11%. Now, every year, when they begin to calculate how much it is going to grow to, you know how much Nigeria is going to pay back? $6.7 billion. If Tinubu spent 8 years as your president, he won't be the one to pay back the money. The people who bought the bond from them, who subscribed to it, this money was supposed to be borrowed as part of 2024 borrowing. This is December 2024. Tinubu got approval just late last month that he could go ahead and borrow the $2.2 billion. When they asked them, when we asked them what was the money for, they said the money was to defend the Nigeria economy. That's all they said. Not like, oh, we are taking this 2.2 billion, we are putting it in the transportation, we are putting it in the power sector. No, they didn't state. They just said it is to defend Nigeria economy. Whatever the F that means, man. But do you know the interest on it? $4.5 billion in the space of 10 years. $4.5 billion. That is like that is more than double what they are borrowing. It is not investors giving them the money. It is not even World Bank this time around. They went to go and raise Eurobond. If you hear that Nigeria is raising Eurobond and you have money, you better buy it. It's like a long-time investment, okay? Quick cash, quick money. And once the money is given to them, they squander it. They are preparing for another one for 2025 right now. The same way, these guys took a loan of $3.3 billion to defend the Naira. And they used the collateral, they used your crude oil as collateral. Crude oil that is worth $12.6 billion as collateral for a loan of $3.3 billion. Chai. I don't know how to actually react to this. So now they are taking a bond, Eurobond, of $2.2 billion, and they are going to pay back $6.7 billion, which is the interest of in 10 years. This interest is $4.5 billion, $4.5 billion in total. And Tinubu won't be your president then. Now, the bond money, the Eurobond money, will be released to them before the middle of this year, December. The money has to be spent before the end of this December, as they have already pushed another budget of 48 trillion naira for next year. Tinubu wrote a budget of 28 trillion, 27 point something trillion for 2024. They've already spent over 40 trillion as we are talking right now. They have borrowed more than what they budgeted for. They have spent more than what they budgeted for. And yet you still can't see what they spend the money on. In one of the newly created commissions by Tinubu is this one called the Northeast Development Commission. It created commissions across Nigeria: Southwest, Southeast, South-South, Northwest, Northeast, North Central Commissions, Development Commissions. Take a look at this chart on your screen. This is their own appropriation this year. The commission want to spend 131 billion naira, 254 million naira. And there is zero budget on anything developmental. Overhead, take a look at this. Salary, personnel cost, salary, 126 billion naira. I've been at my high, they paying me 126 billion naira for salary for a newly created commission. Salaries and wages. Capital expenditure, 4.3 billion. Acquisition of non-tangible assets. That is the capital expenditure. Buying cars, buying this, buying that for themselves. And they are going to spend a total of 131 billion, 254 million this year, 2024, which they just created them. There is no single project to be built in northeast of Nigeria. And they are called Northeast Development Commission. 131 billion naira. Nigeria take one chance, man. Nigeria only escape, man. I'll keep reminding you. Along, cause chance. Only chance. They are telling themselves that they have the chance of borrowing as much as they want. Nigeria can always pay back. Nigeria Naira is not going to actually survive by the time Tifnumbu and his gang, by the time they are done. How could you go and borrow 2.2 billion from a Eurobond and you are willing to pay back 4.5 billion as interest in 10 years' time when you are no longer going to be in that office, in power? I want an economist. They said it is in your interest, like their tax bill is in your interest. It is in the interest of the poor. Chai. Yesterday, where they were discussing the tax bill, Tifnumbu's tax bill, it became rowdy in the House of Representatives. And it was captured on camera. Yeah.
Rotimi Jr. I represent the good people of Ekiti North 1 federal constituency, which comprises Ikole and Oye local government. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Ekiti State, the very first state in which our National Assembly caucus has unanimously endorsed the tax bills. Mr. Speaker, I rise on behalf of Honorable Boma Goodhead. Mr. Speaker, I rise on behalf of Honorable Boma Goodhead. Mr. Speaker.
Order, please.
Mr.
Order,
Speaker,
order.
Protected, Mr. Speaker.
He's expressing his personal opinion. Please go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Order,
Mr.
order,
Speaker,
please.
I am protected. Honorable colleagues, I am protected. Honorable colleagues, I am protected, please. Please. Thank you.
Order, please. Order.
Thank you very much.
Order, please. He was just taken on a light note. Please, let us not take it serious.
No.
Please.
No.
Please, order, please. Order.
No, this is very interesting. We don't accept this.
What did you say?
Mr. Speaker, my introduction does not affect the substantive matter, sir.
Restrict yourself to what you are representing here.
Thank you very
We
much.
are not talking about tax bills. Please.
Mr. Speaker,
Honorable colleagues,
I withdraw that
he
introduction.
has withdrawn.
Yes, sir.
He has withdrawn that statement, please. He has withdrawn it. Please. Order, please. Order.
Yes, sir.
Please.
Mr. Speaker, I withdraw that introduction. I withdraw the introduction. I will introduce myself properly. Mr. Speaker, can I have the opportunity to speak?
Please, honorable colleagues. Sit down. Honorable Rotimi. Sit down. Sit down. Honorable Rotimi, please, you know this is a controversial issue. I wouldn't want you to be mentioning things that are not relevant to the subject matter. So please, on your behalf, I have withdrawn that statement you have made. Please, let us not repeat it, okay? Please go ahead and raise your motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the correction, Mr. Speaker. My name is Akitude Rotimi Jr., and I rise on behalf of Honorable Boma Goodhead. Mr. Speaker, I would like to withdraw that introduction, sir. Honorable colleagues, I would like to withdraw that introduction and restrict it to the order paper. My name is Akitude Rotimi Jr. I represent the good people of Ekiti North 1 Federal Constituency comprising Ikole and Oye local government. Mr. Speaker, I'm from the land of honor, Ekiti State, Nigeria. Full stop. Thank you very much, honorable colleagues. I rise on behalf, consider the report of the committee
Go ahead.
of the Committee on Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring on a bill for an act to repeal the Nigeria Oil and Gas Industry Act number 2, 2010 and enact the Nigeria Oil and Gas Industry Content Act to establish Nigeria Content Development and Monitoring Board and provide for the legal framework, structures, and the programs for the strengthening of the Nigerian content in the Nigerian oil and gas industry and for related matters, HB 1039, and approve the recommendations therein. Mr. Speaker, the report was laid on the 19th of November 2024. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Any secondum? Any secondum? Yes, Honorable. Honorable colleagues, apart, please, I beg you. This has nothing to do with the tax bills. Please, I beg you.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, I seek the leave of the House and Mr. Speaker to step down because the presentation of this report until the next legislative day, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
If you choose to do so, the bill is stepped down by the leave of the House.
It was like a Konima die, Konima bury him. The Ekiti guy was not supposed to ambush the lawmakers with the Tifnumbu's tax bill. There's other things that was actually at play, but typically, right, they got ambushed and they got sort of a shout down. There were other conversations that went on after that too. There was even a particular one where one of the lawmakers demanded that the deputy spokesperson of the House of Representatives, who is also a lawmaker there, who recently said to the press that they will pass the tax bill and nothing will happen. Heaven will not fall. Here is the reaction of one of them to that.
I woke up this morning to see an online publication from the deputy spokesman of the House. Read as the content, or the heading read as, the newspaper is Daily Trust. And it reads, those who oppose to tax reform bill now seeking speedy passage.
Say that again.
Those who oppose to tax reform bills now seeking speedy passage. Mr. Speaker, I am one of the first people that oppose this vehemently. And Mr. Speaker, the House or the deputy spokesperson did not contact me as a stakeholder or did not seek my opinion in this. Mr. Speaker, the heading is insinuating that those who oppose this bill is like there is an inducement somewhere Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I am calling.
Do you have the copy of the publication?
Yes, I will lay it, Mr. Speaker.
Can you send it? Can you send it to me?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Let me finish. Then I will bring it. Mr. Speaker, I am calling for the withdrawal of this statement and an investigation and an apology in a print media. Because I'm coming. Mr. Speaker, this is an injurious to me and injurious to my people, to my religion, and also to my region where I came from. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I am calling this Mr. Speaker, this is an entire breach of privilege. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I think this is unprofessional, this is unethical and immoral.
Oh God. Oh my God. You know why I'm laughing, right? I saw Cham's comments. Cham was like, how does anyone understand what this person is on about? The statement is injurious to him, to his religion, to his person, and to his region. That's what he's saying, man. Because right now, I'll tell you, number one, Tifnumbu has instructed the Office of the Attorney General of Nigeria, okay, that they must try and work with the National Assembly, okay, to see to the concerns of the people raising objection to Tifnumbu's tax bill. Also, the Senate, they have also announced this morning that all further conversation about the tax bill should be discontinued for now. That's everything about it. People should just stop it. It's like the heat is becoming hotter and hotter and hotter, and it wasn't what they envisaged. Because they feel like Tifnumbu is about to restructure Nigeria to his own way. You know that Nigeria has been restructured by the Fulani oligarch. So the way they want it, they are the ones who created your states. They are the brain behind your constitution. They are the brain behind the current state of Nigeria. So if Tifnumbu is going to change that, he should be bold enough to say to them that he wants to restructure Nigeria to his own style. You know, they pass corner. Because wala mashele, kind of like wala good day. And they did not expect this much. The guy who once said, restructuring my put has been kicked to the back burner. And they believe that if Tifnumbu have his way, pity man, will never return as your vice president. That is if he even finish with Tifnumbu. Tifnumbu used 3 deputy governors when he was the governor of Lagos State. And when people said that a shitty man looks scary, how many of you remember when I said, you don't know Tifnumbu? You would have to be worried for shitty man. If you think shitty man as a terrorist sympathizer is more dangerous than Tifnumbu, you do not know Tifnumbu then. That Tifnumbu, the same Tifnumbu that we know very well, the drug law do. You should be worried for shitty man. Because accident can happen. Accident can happen. Shitty man, or anything can just happen overnight. Shitty man gone. So they believe that is now a stumbling block, restructuring my put.
Elon Musk is talking about constricting the journey from London to New York to 31 minutes. But unfortunately, Unfortunately, the topical issue in Nigeria is restructuring. Restructuring my foot. To hell with restructuring. Let's improve on the quality of governance. Let's work for the people. Let's invest in education. Let's create jobs. All this madness will evaporate. I read.
To hell with restructuring. Now, Tinubu don't do restructuring to his own Lagos style restructuring, replacing the traditional Fulani positions in that contraption with the Yorubas from Lagos and his own lackeys and loyalists, Stooges here and there. And the Fulanis, the Hausas and the Northerners, they are wondering, like, he don't go on. He don't stop. What is really going on? When they are calling them, say, are you aware of it? I'm not aware. I don't even know what's happening. Oh.